What's going on, everybody? Today I'm bringing you a super sweet Selesnya aggro deck that has a little bit of sweet spicy tech to help grind out those control matches. And here it is. We've got Grind 'em Out. So this is basically me taking a Selesnya aggro list and taking advantage of Valkyrie's Call and Smile at Death. Now, Valkyrie's Call is a 5-mana enchantment. Seems a little clunky at first, but it's got some really sweet synergies we'll go over here in a minute. Whenever a non-token, non-angel creature you control dies, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it. It has flying and is an angel in addition to its other types. The other card is Smile at Death, which is also a 5-mana enchantment that says at the beginning of your upkeep, return up to 2 target creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a counter on each of those creatures. Now, these are just sort of like a contingency plan against the control deck. So the deck is very good at just winning against aggro and mid-range without the help of these two cards, but in removal-heavy control matchups, these two cards can make your opponent's life a nightmare. Everything in our deck has power 2 or less, and Ouroboros ironically also has power 2 or less, and this is one of the most powerful green anthem effects that we've had in a long time. I've been incredibly impressed with this. It puts a counter on all of our creatures, including itself, equal to its power at the beginning of combat each turn, so it just grows exponentially. Tons of games where we just have crazy huge boards because of this. But the fun part is that if we get down a Valkyrie's Call or a Smile at Death, even just one of these two things makes getting rid of this or any of our other stuff a lot harder. And if we have both of these things on the battlefield, when it dies, it comes back as an angel, and then when they get rid of it as an angel, it comes back from the graveyard with Smile at Death, which then allows it to be reborn again with Valkyrie's Call, and it basically makes all of our creatures immortal, which is pretty sweet. So the rest of the deck is basically a bunch of we've got a lot of ramp in the deck just to make sure we can get these out early so that we can take advantage of them, and it's not because they're not very good if you're just playing them on turn 5 as a turn 5 play. So our goal is to go like Gene Pollinator or Llanowar Elves into, you know, a 3-drop into Smile at Death or Valkyrie's Call, and then play an Ouroboros and play a bunch of smaller creatures to pump up with the Ouroboros, and that way everything they remove from that point on doesn't go away the way they want it to. We're also playing a couple of Warden of the Groves in the list, which is a 2/2 that gets a counter at the beginning of our end step, and then whenever a non-token creature we control enters, it endures X, where X is the number of counters on this creature. This is also a really sweet synergy with these two things, because as we get it back, it gets a counter on it, and then the things that come back both endure, which is pretty sweet. Twitching Doll can also be ramp, but it can make an entire army of spiders, which can be grown with Ouroboros. It's just a really sweet synergistic list. Voice of Victory to make some tokens and keep our opponent from casting spells during our turn, so we can at least resolve our Ouroboros and get the effect before they try to remove it. We do have 2 Heritage Reclamations and a single Reclamation Sage to deal with artifacts and enchantments, and 4 Get Lost as removal, and then some Sanguine Evangelists, because these are just really good at putting several bodies on the field, and also when it dies we still get bodies, and it's an anthem itself if it sticks around because it has Battle Cry. And then Enduring Innocence, 3 of those as our draw engine, which is pretty sweet because it actually comes, Valkyrie's Call will override this effect and let this come back as a 3/2 with flying the first time it dies, and then the second time it dies it comes back as an enchantment. So some really sweet synergies here. The deck has been doing really well in testing, so I'm excited to play it for you. I hope if you think this deck is awesome and you enjoy the gameplay that you'll take a quick moment to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Every single one of those gets me closer to my goal of 2,000 subscribers. Let's get right into those games. All right, Bob Russo 88. Let's do it to it. All right, this is fine. Spider Cat does whatever Spider Cat does. Can it swing from a web? No, it can't. It's a cat. Get down the Ouroboros. This card is so good. It is so hard not to just build Ouroboros decks all day, every day. We might be losing it here, though. Unfortunate. That's okay, though. Paw Patch Recruit. He could have blocked and done that, but okay. I guess he doesn't want to block. He wants the mana. What removal does he have? That's the question. I mean, all his removal is a little bit worse because of the Paw Patch Recruits. Lumbering World Wagon, sure. He's ramping. So it looks like we're gonna have to get Lost, this wild guy, to slow him down. He did miss a land drop, didn't he? Go ahead and get rid of this. Get in. 4-6. Put the opponent down to 11. Unfortunately, the map tokens might help whatever he plays this turn crew the World Wagon, but if all he does is play a creature and crew World Wagon. Alright, he's dead. Right? So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Unless he's got something to remove things here. GG. On to the next one. It's Mogu 3024 with the Karn. Man, 2 tap lands on the draw. No, I'm gonna mulligan. This is better. We will put back. I think I'm gonna put back the Rec Sage because Heritage Reclamation is a little more versatile. Segu Wildling to get him out. Alright. We're rampity. Doing all the ramping. Like, what a board. What a board. What an Ouroboros. GG. Venom Man Matofu. All right, this looks not good enough, so we're gonna mulligan. This looks way better. We will put back Man, what do I put back? I'd rather honestly have Recruit on the field than an Evangelist for the counters, although we are probably about to lose our elves against Mono Red and all their shocks and burst lightning. Opponent gets in with their hired claw, pings us for 1. No blocks. Opponent does not pump it up. It doesn't play anything either. Interesting. I probably should have played the Paw Patch Recruit first. Okay, so he's gonna hit the Twitching Doll. Should have played the Recruit first. Oh well. Smile of Death will get it back later. I was hoping it would be this turn, but Bleeding Effigy. At this point, the name of the game is staying alive, I think. He is going to pump the Higher Claw this time, okay. Well, that's nice. Get in for 1. Now we've got 2 decent things to get back with Smile at Death. Soulstone Sanctuary for the opponents. Want to get in. Put this down to 12. Oh, well, now I just want to play Ouroboros. I think we still do this turn, though. And that way, if he has removal for Ouroboros the turn we play it, because like he's got 2 mana up, so if we play Ouroboros, he could have a Lightning Strike or something. This makes it so if he does have a Lightning Strike, we at least get it back the following turn. Okay, so we can activate Soulstone Sanctuary now. But if that's his entire turn, I'm actually fairly confident that we can recover. Put this down to 4s. Get in with just this, and then we just gotta sort of... I mean, I guess we're dead to a Lightning Strike too. Or just a Burst Lightning. Okay. Well, I might have played a little too conservatively, but it is what it is. GG. Rafa El Brujo. I can keep this. Opponent took a mulligan. And Inspiring Vantage, so Boros something. Get down a Paw Patch Recruit. Mountain, and Emberheart Challenger. 10 out of 10 blocking if he attacks. Voice of Victory for us. We'll get the starting town this next turn. Avoid the untappediness of it. Screaming Nemesis. Nobody could have saw that coming. Alright. Perfect. We'll get Lost the Nemesis this turn. He might burn the Nemesis himself to stop us from gaining life. We'll have to see. Decisions. Sacred Foundry not paying the shock, and Nova Hellkite to ping our Enduring Innocence. That is a little annoying because we don't get to gain any life from attacking with it now. We are taking 7. Warden of the Grove. I mean, it's unfortunate. If he has an untapped land, he gets to hit us for 7 again. We go to 3. I don't know that we can recover from that, but we can certainly try. Well, that's not terrible. That's less good. If his last card's a burn spell, we're dead. It's not, but... I don't know which one makes more. If this one goes first, it puts 1 counter on this Ouroboros, and then this Ouroboros puts 3 counters on everything. If this one goes first, it puts 2 counters on this Ouroboros, and then this puts... It's the same. And that's lethal. Woo! Pulled that one out literally by the skin of our teeth. GG. I have found an opponent named Limjaki, or Limjaki. This looks great. This looks great. Inspiring Vantage means more Boros. Probably losing our elf here. But I feel like they would have just burnt the elf. I feel like it's always a mistake not to immediately bolt the bird, you know? Yeah, because like, yeah, they got rid of my thing, but he already did his job. It already put me ahead on the board. Slickshot show off, gone. Switching doll. All right, maybe we'll actually get to see some Valkyries call fun this game. Show off. How much damage can he do this turn? Right now he's only got one red. Helix, sure. So we're at 14. Well, I guess we're gonna play this first. Valkyrie's call is great and everything, but as I learned in my earlier match, it's irresponsible not to play Ouroboros when you can. It's annoying because like I keep drawing these cards in aggro matches, and these are more meant to help in the mid-range removal heavy control matches. Like, because like he's gonna die before I can play this. But if this was like a control or mid-range match, like this card, these cards are so good, and I'm just frustrated that so far I haven't really been able to showcase that to you guys. Remnant. Spooky Jace. Sure. This isn't super exciting, but we'll make it exciting because we're awesome and we'll just draw all the cool things. We've got ramp, we've got removal. What else could we want in life? Razumi Linebreaker, alright. Oh, black means removal, so we're gonna get a recruit down while he doesn't have mana up to remove things. Infestation Sage. So we're probably looking at Aristocrats with Sephiroth. Lush Portico, turn on our Verges. We don't need more ramp. Hold up, get lost to deal with Sephiroth. Opponent's gonna sacrifice the Sage to draw 2 cards, make an insect. Sure. Land. Opponent gets in with the insect. Sure. Vengeful Blood Witch. Sure. Freebooter. Sure. Nah. We do have one thing to get back in the yard. I might block something that have 2 targets for Smile. Timeline color, sure. This deck's so annoying because like killing their stuff just doesn't matter. Go ahead and get rid of the Blood Witch while we can. Infestation Sage again. More Nezumi Linebreakers. Alright. Well, at the very least, we are reducing the amount of free sacrifices they have available to them. Keeps one on top. Plays another freebooter. And another freebooter. Oh my gosh, and we just draw a land. On the plus side, he can only really profitably get in with the Wasp. Dark Confidant. Stupid Wasps are gonna get us, though. Opponent gets a free land, of course, but I mean, at least that's not a spell. Of course he draws a Blood Witch. But now it doesn't matter. What a top deck. GG. Hi, Karma. Sure. This is one of the rare cases where we actually can go elves into innocence, not too difficult. If our opponent doesn't remove our elf first. Duress, it's our reclamation, sure. Elf. If he removes the elf, then... Unstoppable Slasher, sure. Full control. Stay in full control, please. Exile. Paw Patch Recruit. From the draw. Slasher gone. Peaceful Dark Knight for the opponent. And Unholy Annex, which I knew was probably coming, but I'd still rather have Slasher off the board. So let's get draw a card. Get Lost will be good to get rid of the big demon if he makes the big demon this turn. Another Slasher, sure. Another Demon Wall. Okay. We can deal with all this. No blocks. He's hurting himself too here. Oh, beautiful. Could not have asked for a better draw there. Wreck Sage. Yes, please. And then I will draw a card, because that's what I like to do. And then we will play a Sanguine Evangelist. Throw the team. No attacks this turn. Elegy Acolyte. Sure. Opponent gets to draw a card, lose a life, make a robot. We draw a card. All the things happening. Alright, so get lost. Get lost. Seems good. GG. Outsideness. As opposed to insideness. We are outside. This is fine. Gene Pollinator. Swamp again. Vengeful Blood Witch. Get in for one. Roar! Feel my robot bug. Sephiroth? Really? Okey doke. Okay, so it is Orzhov. So that makes more sense now, because Raise the Past gets Blood Witch back, right? Opponent gets in with Sephi Boy. No blocks. Another Sephiroth. Interesting choice. Alright, so we're gonna Fabled Passage. We're finally gonna have a game where maybe we can actually show off how awesome Valkyrie's Call is. So let's tap the Enduring Innocence here. Get in, make some 1/1s. Ooh, wait, I forget Sephiroth triggers off of our deaths too. This is actually bad. Oh well. Yeah. We'll just have to gain some life back with Enduring Innocence, hopefully. Raise the Past just for the Blood Witch? That was irresponsible, in my opinion. Alright, so let's get down an elf. Draw a card. Innocence. Tap the Valkyrie's Call for mana. Haha, draw another card. Let's just get in with the Enduring Innocence so we're not losing life to the voice. Azumi Linebreaker, sure. Starting town. Gonna attack, sacrifice the Linebreaker. We'll block like this. And then next turn we can get down Valkyrie's Call even. I mean, Smile at Death, and we do have way too many of these effects in our hand right now, but beautiful. We gain 4 life, we lose 2 life, but the Enduring Innocence comes back as an angel. And And then we still have Heritage Reclamation up to get rid of the Blood Witch in the yard if he tries to Yep, okay. Exile Blood Witch. Tap the Smile of Death for mana, because it's a land all of a sudden. So he gets back up, and he scoops. That made him mad. You can see, though, like, hold on, I just want to pause for a minute. Because, like, this was where we started, you know, what the deck is meant to do, right? So we're in this position where, you know, we're kind of having to grind through our opponent's nonsense. And now, anytime they kill anything, it comes back with counters on it. And then once they kill it a second time and it actually goes to the graveyard, then we get it back with Smile of Death. And then it comes back with Valkyrie again. And it's like, if you get both of these on the battlefield at the same time, your stuff is just never ending. It never goes away. And it's great. So at least I got to kind of show it off. GG. All right, and we're back for the post-game wrap. So we put it through 30 games with a 63% win rate, 19-11, very nice. You can see here that it took us on a nice little jaunt up through Mythic, getting closer and closer to being in ranked Mythic. And the deck just felt really good. The only games I really felt like bad were just games where we didn't draw lands or games where we drew too many lands. But for the most part, the deck just felt really good. And I mean, there was a few games, there was at least one game during the recording where I purposely played Smile at Death over playing an Ouroboros, where Ouroboros probably would have won us the game. But I was trying to play the card that, like, was one of the reasons I built this deck the way I did. So definitely in aggro matches, prioritize board presence. The Smile of Death and the Valkyrie's Call are more for your removal heavy Dimir mid-range matches and Esper Pixie matches and blue-white control and Jeskai control and Sultai control and all that stuff. That's where those cards shine the most. So don't be like me and make those mistakes. So the deck is really strong. It's very strong. And I really like this top end of Smile at Death and Valkyrie's Call. Just to make our creatures much, much harder to get rid of and make them recursive in those matchups where our opponent is just removing everything that we do. So it felt really good, and I highly recommend trying this. Ouroboros has got to be one of the craziest cards. I've just been so impressed with this. Like, you would think a 4-mana 1/3 would just be terrible, and maybe that's just the lingering bad feels of cut down being in the format, but without a good cheap removal spell on the field, especially since we're playing Voice of Victory, which in a lot of cases stops our opponent from removing things on our turn anyway, it's just really strong. It snowballs so fast. Once it gets that first set of counters on it, it's already so much harder to remove because there's only a handful of really solid removal spells in the format right now. We lost a lot of the really efficient removal in rotation, so it's just way more likely this sticks around now. And if it does, it just ends the game. Like, if this sticks around for a second turn, the game is usually over. So this is definitely a safe Mythic craft. The rest of these are all just rares and uncommons, I believe. I don't believe there are any other Mythics in this list. Well, okay, the Smile at Deaths and the Valkyrie's Call are Mythics. So if you don't already have those laying around, maybe those are a little bit iffy crafts. But I think they're super cool. And if you already have a couple of each laying around, definitely worth a try. The deck would even be worth a try, even if you only had 1 or 2 of these. And if you were to remove these, like, let's say you just wanted to take this deck and remove the Valkyrie's Call and Smile at Death, I would just suggest going up to a 4th Ouroboros and a 3rd Warden of the Grove, and probably maybe to take advantage of things dying, maybe some Spinner of Souls would be good solutions. But I really like these, and any games I did play, because obviously I can't show you every game of the 30 games I played, and there were a lot of games where those cards won me the game. So definitely worth at least trying if you have them. So with that, this was super fun to play for you guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all of you for sticking around through the end of the video. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. If you want to see more stuff like this, please hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you in the next one.